Greetings, Earthlings! Today is Tuesday, March the 26th, which means it's episode 8 of season 2. Today, we got a couple of video games to talk about, drop on you guys. It's coming out today. Not a lot of music and movies to talk about, so we're gonna get right into the last episode's question of the day's responses, and then we're gonna jump right into today's topic, which is Babes with Bars, a celebration of pretty girls in hip-hop. So, tune in, nerd out, to today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
This ain't no freestyle, bitch, this that he style.
Hey, it's your boy Spaceship, man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bruh. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My
back up in the shit. I just snacks and cups of beats. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me crank that urban. Now watch me crank that urban. Watch me crank that urban. Now watch me crank that urban.
Yeah, what's happening? What's trending, guys? Thanks again for tuning in again. Unless it's your first time, then thanks for tuning in at all. Be sure to follow your boy on all the major social media sites. You know the big three: Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All at Space Was Here. SPAYCEWUZHERE. Please follow me on all of those to get all the updates for your boy, moi, as well as updates for the show. I got a lot of other, social media stuff coming for Urban Nerd Weekly, as well as a website. But at the level I'm operating at right now, man, I think I got a pretty good handle on you guys, and I think a lot more people are familiar with me than the show right now. So just be patient. We got stuff coming, but just for now, follow. Just follow me. All right, now. First thing on the docket is on the Nerd News Update today. We only got a few things to talk about, which is some upcoming games, which is Dragon Marked for Death. These are both games are coming out today. So, Dragon Marked for Death, available on all gaming consoles, available today. So if you like to download your games, hit your PlayStation networks, your Xbox thingamajiggers, or whatever you're doing. I don't know what you're doing on Xbox. I'm a PlayStation person, but whatever you do to buy video games on your fancy smancy Microsoft device, you do that, as well as all the other consoles. Actually, no, I'm so wrong. This is not available on all consoles. This is just PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So, sorry, Nintendo Switch people. Left Alive, also available on the same amount of consoles, also comes out today. Neither of these gaming franchises I'm familiar with. I don't know if they're new games or not. But, however, those are the games out today. If you play these games, I'm always interested to see who plays a lot of the games because, it's a lot of stuff that comes out on certain days, but we only get to know about the ones that have enough of a push and enough money behind them to, be publicized and shit. So, I'm kind of interested in the people who are playing these games enough to know whether or not they're awesome or not. So just if I ever mention a game that just came out and I'm I've never played it before, please let me know what it's like to play the game if you're one of the people that's playing the game now. So before I get into the next little thing, I want remind you guys that like I said, my website spacewashere.com has been up and running for a good little while now. If you want to hop on there and join the mailing list, which is like an express route to all the stuff that gets you an update on me, because let's face it, it's hard to get in your face on your social media feeds. Personally, I do prefer that if you're only going to choose one way to interact with me, I prefer you join the mailing list, so that way whenever I do a blog post on my website, you guys are the first to know about it. As well as since I have your email, you'll be a part of an exclusive email list. So as I get bigger and I'm dropping a lot more content and making some huge moves, which I do have planned, you guys will be privy to that information, and you'll be able to say, hey, I've been fucking with this guy since the beginning, because you have, and I appreciate you. But yeah, do that, man. Last week, we ended our discussion about the effect that technology has on human relationships with a question of, do you think... Wait, let me not get this wrong. I don't want to say the wrong question, trying to repeat the shit I said last week. So I said, do you think the advancements in communication technology have been helpful or harmful to human relationships? And as expected, we got quite a few mixed responses. I think the biggest response was that most people were agreeing that there were some pros and some cons. Some people think like an example of what I mean by harmful is to a relationship is like the whole Facebook and the thing that a lot of people talk about with the cheating and the this, that, and the third. A lot of this stuff wasn't even shit we had to worry about before social media and the advancements like cell phones and two ways and shit came along. Was that now you get a lot of drama in your life, and it's sometimes it's over the most minuscule things. I remember back in the MySpace days when I was, a high school. I think I was a sophomore, maybe 9th or 10th grade in high school, and I remember I had a MySpace page, and I had a girlfriend that really felt some type of way because there was a girl in our school that was on my top 8. I didn't even know what the fuck that meant until she spazzed out on me for that shit, and then I got this whole lesson from all my platonic female friends about how that whole top 8 thing means something, and you got people that are special in your top 8 and you chose her and that means something to her. I was like, nigga, this is one of the handful of people I know in real life on this shit. So yeah, they was on my top. I didn't know I was gonna catch hell for that, but that's just a little bitty piece of drama that I could have avoided. Imagine how many, I know some people's entire relationships have fallen to shambles from miscommunication based off something that seemed like something on social media that didn't really mean shit. And yeah, a lot of real life drama gets escalated once it's hit social media. Sometimes a confrontation between two people is no longer like back in the day. It would have just stayed between them two people at the most, maybe their families and the neighborhoods that they respectively lived in, and that was about it. But now you could have arguments between two individuals that can escalate into a whole political debate between two functions of fucking society, two different factions of society. It's fucking crazy. So that's one of the harmful things. But one of the helpful things, like I said, is definitely, immediate emergency contact. It's a lot better. But I think the gist of what I'm saying is the most responses I got was that most people think the advancements are amazing, and there are some helpful and harmful aspects to the advancements communication technology. Now, like I said last episode, I'm probably gonna do another episode. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 on that episode, just because there was so much to be said, especially seeing like what my generation has seen in the advancements of communication technology. It's just too much for one episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. I think I'm almost thinking already a 3-episode arc on this shit. I don't know. More to come on that later. Quick reminder, ask you guys to please subscribe on all the different podcasting, platforms that you may use. No, not the different ones that you use, but the one that you use. Like whatever, if you're a podcast listener, you like my podcast, you know what to do. You hit your Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, Blueberry, pretty much any stream platform that does podcasts. I'm on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on iHeartRadio and I'm working on Spotify. I'm even on TuneIn app, like I said, so you can listen to them. And I'm also on Spreaker. So if you have Amazon Alexa on any one of your devices, you can probably listen to me on there as well. So, just be like, hey, Alexa, you use the Spreaker shit, and then you're like, hey, I want to listen to Urban Nerd Weekly, and boom, you'll hear some shit like greetings, Earthlings, blah, 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 blah. And I will be like so appreciative of that shit because I will know you did it in my statistics and all that good shit. So, subscribe, comment, rate, like, all the good stuff that show that you guys fuck with your boy. Please do all those things so that way the show can grow and grow and grow. And then when we're a big deal, you can be the folks that was like, hey, we are the reason for that. And trust me, there is reciprocation. If you fucks with me, I fucks with you. Now, on to today's main topic here. Babes with bars. I ain't gonna lie, I've been waiting to do this episode just because it gave me an excuse to look up all the hot young female rappers coming out nowadays, and then also took me down the trip to memory lane on a lot of the female rappers that preceded these young ladies that are out right now. So without further ado, today's topic, babes with bars. First of all, I'm gonna go all the way back to the roots not the roots of hip hop. However, when hip hop really became the thing that was the opiate of the masses musically, there was an era. This was an era. If you don't know when that era was, it was the Biggie and Tupac era. Around that time, hip hop as a whole was growing more than it ever did in the history of hip hop. And rap music and the culture and all that was big. Now, so we want to talk about female rappers around that time because, we talking about Babes with Bars. We talk, Babes with Bars, there's a lot of female MCs that are amazing, but I'm talking Babes with Bars because we talking like women that definitely, without a doubt, were using their sex appeal to sell records as well as, they was actually rapping. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of first of all, I don't want to make it seem like these women that, like, I'm about to give y'all a list of female rappers that are fucking amazing. And I'm not taking nothing away from them. I'm not saying they're unattractive or any of that shit. It's just that these women on this list that I'm about to say did not use their sex appeal to sell records. So I don't put them in the category of babes because when I'm thinking of girls when we saying babes with bars, we talking, bitches. Right? Like, they ain't gotta be bitches, but y'all know what alright, listen. Women that don't want, women that have not been sexually objectified in the media, these are the women that are on this list, okay? Queen Latifah, not use sex appeal to sell records. MC Lyte, amazing MC, did not use sex appeal to sell records. Now, there were quite a few more, women on that list. However, some of the women on that list are attractive, so I can't rightfully put them on that list. Not to say, the women on that list I just said weren't attractive. I'm just saying, y'all know what the fuck I mean. I'm not finna defend myself. Fuck this shit. Babes with Bars. Alright, we're gonna go all the way back to, of course, the Foxy Brown Lil Kim era when these two chicks, I was just a young buck in society. I wasn't even a comedian yet. I was just a little kid watching music videos, and then the next thing I knew, I just saw cleavage and titties like all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely start with Lil Kim. You know what I'm saying? The protege of Biggie Smalls, and of course Foxy Brown, the albeit princess of New York hip hop at the time, or probably still now. And very few women could say they could come close to Foxy Brown and MC Lyte and be from New York. Those are some bar spitting ass females. But the line trickles on down. Then, we got the Eves and the Trinas that came out a little bit later on. They kind of dominated the airways for the sexy ladies around the world. And then, after that, there was kind of a quiet storm. There was no really huge female rappers for a while. Missy did her thing, but she was kind of right after the whole Eve and Trina saga of hip-hop was going on, where they were just dropping that constant stream of hits in that white hot space, as Jay-Z calls it. And then after a while, Missy Elliott was that bitch. She really was. She was a bar spitter. However, she did not use her sex appeal to sell records, so she would also be on the list with MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and shit. So then there was that, this quietness of like hip hop was just dying for a bad bitch to come in and just say rude shit because we love it. And then suddenly, Dwayne Carter brought us Nicki Minaj, more famously known as Nicki Minaj, the female MC from New York City, and that was originally discovered by, the credit goes to Deb Antony, Gucci's manager. Waka Flocka's mom has been credited as the original, person who discovered Nicki Minaj and eventually led to her ascent to fame, is where she going, And then eventually she hooked up with Young Money. And if you listen to if you were a big fan of Wayne like I am, and you were listening to Drought 3, and if you remember on the Beyonce song Upgrade You, the Upgrade You freestyle that he did, he said on the song, I just signed a chick named Nicki Minaj. And, it was like, hey, he signed a girl rapper. Wayne hasn't done that before, so this chick must be doing something. Then, not to mention, you see her in the video for Gucci Mane's Bricks, and then the next thing you know, she's got this mixtape out, and it's actually kind of fucking hot. Like, I remember listening to the Beat Me Up Scotty mixtape, and you know, little nice little ditty bops on there like Slumber Party and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? She was going on tour and signing titties, and it was all on social media for young Chauncey Malone to see, and I was enjoying the fuck out of it, because there's nothing better than seeing a girl with big perky tits sign other big perky tits. You know what I mean? I'm very partial to that. I can't lie. But you know, as someone who was around during that time, I can definitely tell you, Nicki reigned alone for quite some time. You know, we saw Trina have a nice little comeback. We did. She had a couple of little hit records. And, you know, Trina's also back on the scene now. Love of Hip Hop Miami. I haven't watched much of the show, but I heard her Trick Daddy been really turning up on the shit. I'm sure I'll tune in one day and see what the hell is going on. But all in all, you know, there was a big ass gap. There was no babes bars, and then Nicki was just owning this shit. You know, but, you know, there are some honorable mentions to be had, like Diamond and Princess of Crime Mob. Especially, you know, Diamond, who after the group became kind of defunct, she kind of continued her career and still managed to drop a few more songs here and there and get a couple of nice little features in the game. But, you know, this was all still during the Nicki Minaj era. You know what I'm saying? We saw a couple of girls, you know, come and go, and then suddenly, you know, as the Migos begin to be, you know, kind of the hub of, you know, the masculine dominated section of hip hop, you know, along comes Cardi B. And we all know what's going on now. And I'm not even just talking about this whole alleged beef that's not really a beef, but is a beef between the two of them. Because, you know, Cardi B came in, kind of jumped off of the reality TV scene, gave us a hit record, and just been kind of surfing that shit, and it's just been dropping hit after hit ever since then. So now that there is two, you know, kind of pillars in this shit, it's like it's opened up this lane, because within the last year and a half, I have seen a flood of more female sex pot hip hop acts than I have rap female acts than I have ever seen in my entire life of being a hip hop fan. It's fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? We got Tokyo Jets that's fucking with, you know, T.I. and shit, and you know what I'm saying? You got groups like the City Girls that's dropping shit, you know what I'm saying, that took over the summer, at least for, I was in Atlanta, they fucking on the radio waves a good bit last year, and now they got the song Cardi. You know, you got people like LightSkinned Keisha, we got Cash Doll. Like, it's literally so many female rappers now, I don't even know them all. Like, I'd have to get on, like, I literally have to get on the website and just start naming names, but a lot of the names I'm naming just now, those are the ones that's been kind of keeping the shit hot. So it's like Cardi, it's like, you know, Nicki, it's like she blazed this trail, right? And then like Cardi came and just lit the fucking trail up, right? Because she came in, lit as shit, right? And now everybody can see that there's this open ass lane, and these bitches just flooding this shit. Like, I think we're literally about to go from an era of like rappers rapping about being rappers to rappers rapping about being drug dealers to, I mean, from drug dealers rapping about being rappers to drug dealers turning into rappers to rappers rapping about selling drugs to rappers talking about taking drugs, and now we about to be in the era of strippers turned rappers, and they about to own this shit. Cause I mean, if you think about the last like 15 years of hip hop music, at least like 50% of that shit has been dedicated to women, especially of the stripper variety. And you gotta realize they know more about them than we do, so they can make songs for days. A stripper can make 1 billion songs about being a stripper more than a dude can about being at a strip club. There's only so much shit he could do at the strip club versus how much shit she could talk about doing at the strip club. Yeah, you spent some money, you bought some drinks. She shook so much ass that people threw money. That is a more interesting story. I'm sorry. Especially amongst the many other stories a lot of female MCs have to tell now that the lane is that open. So, I'll leave you guys with this. You know, since we talked about female rappers in hip hop, you know, and it doesn't have to be one of them that I just named, but however, all listeners of the show, question of the day is, who is your celebrity crush? I'll tell you the answer. I'll tell you my answer on next week's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly next week's episode. Well, actually, next episode, because today's Tuesday, so there's another episode this week coming up. So on Thursday's episode, next episode coming up, I will give y'all my answer if y'all give me y'all's answer. Who is your celebrity crush? I'd like to thank you guys for listening to another episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. You guys are amazing. Please keep tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Always tune in and nerd out. My name is Space Was Here. Why? Because I'm here right now, but see, in the future when you hear this, I'll be gone. So see, I am here, but now I was here, but now I'm